My name is Rhapsody, his name is Olexa, and welcome back to Slay the Spire Draft Champions. It's the first one we've done in a couple of weeks, Olexa. Oh yeah, anything interesting happened over the break? It seems like nothing, really, right? It's just been 3 weeks of absolutely nothing happening. We have nothing to catch up on, so we can just get into the draft, right?
Yeah, it's primarily just Bliss. Just playing Spelunky 2, that's it.
Ooh,
Really.
Spelunky. I've heard of that game.
It's okay.
That's a joke for the audio listeners who are currently listening to the OST, the Spelunky.
I just realized that.
I really just want to actually get the turkeys to the turkey man. I just want to have the game just so that I can do that.
It's funny because, you know, the first couple runs you're like, all right, second floor, let's do it. Let's get the turkeys to the turkey man. By like your 15th, 16th run, you're like, all right, kill the shopkeep, give me the shotgun, turkey man, you're getting a bucket of lead straight to the head. I don't got time for the turkeys.
You say 15th run, and I'm pretty sure either on your first or second, you stole that shotgun and started doing that already.
Look, that's beside. Dude, people get so angry in the It's funny because there are two kinds of people. There are the I want you to kill every shopkeeper, and there's the I don't want you to kill any. Mm-hmm. There is no in between. That's like, well, just do like one run of both each episode. It's like, no, I either dislike if you kill them or dislike if you don't. It's wild.
So you can't make everyone happy no matter what you do.
Yeah, I mean, but like that's YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's extremely true.
Anyway, Raps, we'll talk more about Spelunky and the past 3 weeks once we get into the run. Why don't you tell everybody what we're doing today?
Sure. We are going to be doing a special draft champions here where both of us are going to start with the same card in our deck. The card is going to be Alpha. If you're not familiar with this card, it shuffles a card called Beta into your deck, which then itself is a 2-cost skill that shuffles a card called Omega into your deck, which is a 3-cost power that at the end of your turn deals 50 damage to all enemies. So the idea here is that both of us are going to be competing in the draft to try and find the best way to set up Alpha and then execute through the entire run.
I think it's also important to note that at no point can we remove Alpha from our deck.
Yes. Yeah. The Alpha is part of the deck. Now,
yes,
there's a little bit of wiggle room in the barriers for, is Alpha the primary thing that you're doing in the entire deck? I don't know. Maybe you have some game plan to not have it be a dead card otherwise, but I think it's probably going to be the most impactful thing that we're going to have access to. We've also chosen specifically the Watcher and the Silence so that we have a good block and a good good block and good draw kind of support.
Yeah. You covered it all. You got it all.
Oh, man. There's actually like a really, really cool non-alpha build in here.
There's a couple of good things going. I also just straight up deleted our quarter. Mm-hmm. So.
That's okay. You don't need to flip it. You win.
All right. Heads or tails?
Tails.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
That says heads when I inspect it.
That is true. At least I'm 90% sure that it's not George Washington's, but I could be wrong though.
Man.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. The coin is just like stuck in the air with flux pinning the quantum magnetic force. You ever seen an object just sticking above a maglev track or something like that?
Yeah. I like a science center type thing.
Yeah. I feel like I underutilized science centers as a kid. I really would have enjoyed them. It's just no one knew that I would have enjoyed them and took me to them accordingly.
Did you have like a favorite childhood location to go to?
Yeah, so I went one time exclusively to a place that I believe was called Shrimps in New South Wales. It was a kind of like jungle gym for kids kind thing. I was like 8 at the time. I think I went there for someone's birthday party. And then maybe every month from then until I turned 15, I was just asking everyone I could, like, what? Have you heard of this place called Shrimps? Because I think I might have dreamt it up. It was so fun. There was just like a room. It's kind of like, so, like a play pit in a McDonald's or something like that, but the whole area is just built like that. The entire warehouse. It's absolute heaven.
Dude, I 100% know what you're talking about.
Hell yeah, I'm extremely glad to hear it. Hey, that's a good first pick right there.
Yeah, I took the card that gives me block and draw.
Mm-hmm. Seems pretty reasonable, friend. Pretty reasonable.
And now you're allowed to take two
Third
cards
Eye and
that give
Well
you
Laid
block and
Plans.
draw. Yeah, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much draw left on the board, which is a little bit... Well, how's it going?
Yeah. Dude, it's a little bit of a weird deck.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm probably going to have to go to a shop to fix this early on.
Yeah, I'm considering just going for the whack play instead.
Whack plays are good.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a divinity player.
I mean, ruin my day.
Okay. I'll take the piercing well.
Not really what I expected you to do to ruin my day, but
Really?
why not?
I'm not going to take the brilliance out from under you. I want to see you do this. I'm on
fair
your
enough.
side in terms of the execution of that.
Okay.
I'm going to take a malaise now, though.
Dude, this is wild though, because like I'm freely taking gold cards.
Yeah, I know. Just because of that restriction of not being able to remove alpha from the deck, we've finally
It's
gotten you
wild.
to take a rare card.
It's wild. I didn't think I'd ever do this. It just means that like 100% I'm getting Highlander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll take the dagger throw.
Intriguing.
I have to take defense again eventually, but for right now.
I mean, you might find it hard to take defense when you start deciding to take defense, so I will warn you.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay,
I'm gonna
good.
dodge and also roll.
That was going to be my next good pick.
Dude, I like dodge and roll. It's a good card.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy a good time with dodge and roll, especially because many of the silent decks that I ran for my higher ascensions were just footworks and a bunch of dodge and rolls and just constantly block up. Hey, I love the idea of taking fasting and cloak and dagger, but I don't want to have to do it, you know?
Yeah, I'm considering doing it. I mean, I'm definitely taking one of the cloak and daggers. I'm just waiting for you to take the other.
Yeah, screw
Which
it.
I feel like you're likely doing the same. Ooh, you did it, huh?
Yep.
You freaking did it. Okay. Well, let's just get very strange now.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
I'm making the deck that is straight from heck. It's got like 8 different archetypes in it. Why not? Go big or go home.
Do I have to choose? Because I'm going for this deck right now, but I am already at home, so I can't choose to go big or go home. I can only give you both.
Then I would prefer you go to Shrimps in New South
Thank you.
Wales.
So would I. This is what I've been trying to tell. Finally, someone on my side.
Seems like a lovely place, honestly.
It really, really does. I am just vanishingly. My happiness has vanished from my life ever since I had the misfortune of knowing that that place may have been something I dreamt up.
Do you think it did actually exist?
I mean, it could or it couldn't, because I know that so from the age of like 8, 6, maybe? I don't know. For a really long time after one night, I thought that there was a train that all of my friends would go on at night. And the first time I had this dream, I had the ticket and I got to go on the fun ride with my friends and we had a great time. And then the next night I dreamt the same thing, but I didn't have a ticket. So I woke up the next morning in tears, inconsolable, just tearing my room apart looking for this ticket. And if that could happen to me, that train that took off into the night sky wasn't real, but I was so concerned and so obsessed with the reality of it, maybe shrimps never existed.
Did you, by any chance, as a child, accidentally glue the Polar Express movie and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie together, like the 2 CDs, and then put it into your DVD drive?
Now that you say it, actually, I think I might have glued together the DVDs for the Polar Express and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and then put that in my DVD player when I was 8. My DVD player when I was 8. Because I invented DVD players. I brought them to fruition a lot earlier than they are situated in history, just so that I could use them.
Because I'm just saying that your golden ticket on the Polar Express definitely. Honestly, it's a vibe. I'm kind of with it.
Thank you. I legitimately think it's a reasonable thing to be concerned about. I'm gonna take this concentrate, eh?
You're an asshole. The one card I knew you'd never take. Come on. I know that's a violent beginning of the draft champs thing, but Jesus criminy.
I'm almost sorry about it as well.
This guy, man. Oh my lord.
That was my next as well. Take Sash Whip. How dare you take the cross joints from me? The one card I knew you'd never take. I mean, do you want to start dance more? You know what?
Hey, the one you forced me to take. You forced me to take a dupe.
Yeah, exactly. Because now I know you have to remove it from your deck to get Highlander.
Oh, whatever. I'll remove the damn card. Try me.
Hey, Alexa, who's gonna be picking first here?
I don't know. I'm gonna say Tails.
And then I'm gonna let really? Sonic isn't gonna be picking.
No, I'm gonna let Amy pick. Oh, you have to press R, not F,
okay.
because F just flips.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a heads right there.
Seems a little sus, to be honest.
I'm gonna go for the first.
I think I saw you vent, but all right. I take next 2.
Yep.
Like that spicy.
Ain't it just?
Dude, I'm gonna do my usual.
I like it. I like it.
Never gone wrong for me in the past.
I am going to... I mean, I could anti-attrition by playing 3 powers in each fight, healing for 6 HP, Well-Laid, Fasting, and the eventual Omega. But I might go Frozen Egg just to upgrade the Well-Laid plans and the Fasting.
Or you could take Pear.
You're right, I could get 10 max HP.
Yeah. Or Potion Belt.
I think I'll go with...
Sure you don't want to take Potion Belt?
You know, Potion Belt is really good. It's just I'm going to be spending all of my money in shops on removals for, well, I mean, Concentrate first and then Indignation. So I'm kind of locked out of the ability to do that. So we do not have any Pyramid Ascension modification to this. It's just the alphas.
Correct. Ascension level 1, so that chat can yell at us.
Well, let's go hop over into the run and load these cards in.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Okay, we're back in the run. We each have checking 16 cards, Rhapsody.
Yes, we do.
And you got 3 relics.
Mm-hmm.
And you got your invitation in the mail to Shrimps.
Yep. Wait, hang on. How did you know about that?
Just, you know.
Did you send it?
I'm not saying yes or no.
Man, I think the Wholesomeverse would have a really good time in a play pit, all as 8-year-olds.
I mean, I would go to Shrimps with you.
Hang on, if I was an 8-year-old, it's possible some of them weren't born. Hang on. Do you want to give us a countdown to get off the mark here?
Oh, I already started.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Wow, doesn't even give me a chance to catch up. This
No.
guy's just cheating straight off the bat.
4, 3, 2, 1. You win.
I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Yeah, something like that.
I get it. I get it.
I feel like you guys do that a lot in Australia, don't you?
Smell the blood of Englishmen?
Yeah.
They're so far away. It's real hard to get at their blood.
That's fair.
It's the big problem with the English.
If you had the opportunity to steal an Englishman's blood, would you do it?
I mean, look. You have to. You simply have to.
Yeah.
It's my patriotic duty.
I can understand that.
Go.
Dude, this is a good run.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I'm really liking the possibility of utilizing this fasting, but I imagine it's something that I'm gonna wait basically until right after the end of the first boss, pick up an energy relic, and then start using it a little.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not touching it anytime soon. But that's okay. My deck is flying right now.
I'm extremely glad to hear it, but I'm also extremely distressed to hear it because mine is actually not doing so well in the Jawworm fight.
Not so hot for you.
Nice. I'm extremely reliant upon the card that I get from Foreign Influence being a good damage card, which is
It's understandable, yeah.
not the position you want to be in. It's understandable, but it's the bad one.
Did you, by any chance, receive a certain relic already?
Now I'm gonna double upgrade him.
Figure probably isn't the most exciting thing you could have gotten. But...
Yeah, no, it might be the least. Interestingly. Oh god.
Happy to have it for free. I'm glad I made my decision, but does leave a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm happy at the absolute least that now we both have it. So if it's gonna be useful, like, basically, if it's ever useful for you in this run, then I get to claim that it's just because, oh my god, I can't believe the same relic can appear in the same run. This is cheating. So get ready for that.
Yeah, that's fair. Dude, don't you love when your draw in the Lagavulin fight is as bad as it can possibly be?
I hate that!
Like, just literally no matter what happens, it's just abysmally bad.
Alpha's at the bottom of my deck. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. That was literally my exact same thing. Oh, now I don't have... frig it. Okay.
It's okay. I don't think I'm going to be perfecting this elite fight, so...
I'm not perfecting it either.
Join me in the non-perfection here.
Yep. I got my Omega out, though. That was cool.
Ooh, exciting.
Got hit twice, but got the Omega out.
Slightly less exciting.
Okay, let's see. Dude, first upgrade is always like, you don't know where to go with it. You ever had that same issue?
Not really, if I'm entirely honest with you.
Alright, frig me, I guess. That's fine.
Yeah.
Did you go for the ridiculous far left path with 4 elites?
Oh, 100%. Know I went for that path.
Yeah. I was making sure.
I am incapable.
I wanted to make sure you
of
were still the Raps that I knew and loved there.
Yeah. No, I have not been replaced in the meantime.
You never know, dude. When I'm away for a while, I never know if they just go in and replace you.
You know, it's a good thing to be wary of. Because it's been attempted a couple times. It's never been successful.
Has it? Is that so?
Yeah. I mean, I have legitimately seen a couple channels using, over the course of my history on YouTube at the very least, using very similar format, stylistic choices, and descriptions, and specifically even tags.
So basically what you're saying is that you have been impersonating Northern Lion this entire time.
100%, yes. That is why I have... And now, it's actually so far that I think he's impersonating me. I had a kid the other day. I just didn't want to talk about it. I just didn't want to be too much.
And you had a child.
Uh-huh.
Wild world.
Of course, it is a weird thing. You see on Twitter so often people like parasocial relationship people kind of like congratulating him, but at the same rate, I feel that same kind of thing of, I don't know you, but I bet you're gonna be a good dad.
Dude, I agree. There's just some people where you look at them and you're like, I feel good about you birthing a child.
Yeah. If we have to put the next generation in anyone's hands, I'm glad that it's partially in yours.
Yeah.
I get it. Ooh,
friggin' killing one Lagavulin was bad enough. Going and having to kill a second one?
Ugh.
No, thank you.
Sounds like an awful experience. I hope I get
this
mine.
Freaking guy.
I hope I get my my offer a little earlier here.
And then they had the audacity to give me a smiling mask. So I could go and make my deck 4 cards high.
And then you go and totally redeem yourself.
And then I die.
Wait. Oh. No, wait, hang on. You haven't completely confirmed that you've died yet, which means it hasn't happened.
I'm not dead. I'm nowhere near dead. No, my run, it's going fine. I just am not flawless in any elite bangers right now.
If it helps at all, neither am I. I've found no defensive cards to really supplement my build.
Yeah. No, did you? No, you didn't have an early shop yet.
No, not at all. I'm on the exact same path as you. I am currently in the Lagavulin fight that I believe you just left.
Yeah. I just want to make sure, because you said that you haven't found any cards, and you shouldn't be receiving any cards, sir.
Oh, yeah, no, but it's like I haven't found any cards because I haven't gone to a shop.
I see.
Okay, let's Omega and then use Concentrate so that it can actually block up. Concentrate is actually legit a sleeper OP card in this deck because of the Pocket Watch. I mentioned off camera as soon as we ended the drafting that I took the Omega, I took the Concentrate because of the Pocket Watch, and it's really pulling off the effect I'd hoped.
Dude, I wanted it because I knew I was gonna go. I was planning on not taking the blue candle if I got Concentrate, because I figured with the reflex in my deck and then, you know, that I would have enough going on that I could just discard my curses instead.
Mm-hmm.
And then you took it, and I was like, okay, frig it, I'll do stupid blue candle then. But Concentrate, people don't give it enough credit. It's a good card depending, you know, on a couple of very small things.
Yeah, specifically, how much draw do you have in the deck?
That is the relatively small thing, yeah. That's a good small thing, though.
It's especially as the Watcher and Silent, we have a lot of access to defend and draw. It's pretty much the perfect situation for this. Third eye my way through these.
Oh my god, you're gonna be extremely happy in a few seconds.
Oh, I'm ready to be happy. I've been waiting for a while.
After the Gremlin Knob, you will be a very happy boy.
After the Gremlin Knob, so is that directly before the final fight?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I'm currently on a Spike Slime.
Get ready for happiness momentarily.
Mummified hand,
That's a good boy for you. That's a good boy.
I mean, I haven't got it. If that is you confirming that that's the thing.
Oh, crap. Yeah, it is.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Got him in one.
Yes, it sucks for me. I mean, it's great still, but it sucks because you get it.
Yes, that is the big downside. At the absolute least, you now have Mummified Hand and the Frozen Egg. When you see a shop, you might just end up going off, you know?
Yeah, I already lost my Flawless to the boss, though.
Okay, that's going to make it hard to go off.
It does not make me happy that I did not get any block, but... And I have 18 health, so, like, if I don't do this fight correctly, it is going to be spicy.
If it helps at all, I think I'm not perfecting the boss at the end of this floor either.
Okay. That does make me feel a little bit better, but... Not a ton,
Not
to
a ton?
be fair. Like, it's still just kind of... This is highly spiced right now. I just have a lot of fear. That's kind of normal everyday business, but actually we're maybe fine.
On, draw the thing. Okay. Woo! I have elite. I have perfected one elite.
Okay. Well, that's one more than I have, I think.
It finally happened. Oh god. I guess my only real play here, because I actually, interestingly, should not have perfected that elite because it would have made it easier to perfect the Hexaghost. Oops.
I think you might be happy with the boss relics too.
Is still my beating heart? I really hope I am.
And dude, there's another freaking 4 elite path on the second floor. Oh my god.
Well, thank you for the free information.
This seed is stacked.
If I happen to find a... if I happen to find a black star, now I know to take it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the black star, but there's still there's heat for sure. I'm giving you a lot of information because I was about to be really mean, to be honest with you, but
Because I don't think you can win? Wow.
No, I was quite literally about to say I'm giving you a ton of information because you need it. And I was like, that's just entirely rude. I don't think you really need it. You've won more than half of these, but that's beside the point.
I do love the idea of someone kind of doing that kind of sledging against someone who has...
Yeah, completely destroyed them in everything.
Well, I mean, I was trying to find a more charitable way to say it, but that is the crux of what I was getting at. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Why did I just go into Wrath form here?
Because you have the one card that puts you in Wrath form.
Yeah, but why? Did I do it, though?
You know. Well, why not, right? It adds a little spice of life, right?
Yeah, maybe. It also might add...
Are you feeling spiced?
I am feeling like quite a nice rum right now.
That's pretty good. I was about to ask what you eat for dinner, and then I realized it's, what, 9 a.m. where you're at?
It is 9 a.m., but I can give you dinner last night, and it was Korean rice cakes, tteokbokki.
Oh.
Just a lovely time. We didn't have much gochujang left, so we had to find other ways to spice it, but it was still an incredibly good experience, and there was some Korean fried chicken just stuck in there as well. There's a little bit of a meat substitution. Hey, what's this whole you don't find Black Star situation?
Was Black Star sitting there?
Black Star's sitting there. Holy water cursed to Black Star.
Okay. I definitely, my brain gravitated towards the curse key and I never saw it. That was pretty bad for me.
I
would take it because it's good for you.
You'd take the cursed key, was that?
No, take the Black Star. Like you're gonna go 4 elites here.
Yep, 100%. I'm gonna go 4 elites and I'm gonna die to them, but I'm gonna have a bunch of relics when I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave a rich corpse.
It'll be good enough. I'm moving. I take like 5 damage per fight.
So you're trying to...
It's kind of like, it's fine.
It certainly can be.
Yeah, I'm not upset by this. I also I get Omega out a lot, man. Are you finding that banger's coming out a lot?
It's definitely what I am gearing my deck towards, but it feels like I take a lot of damage if I wait for it a lot of the time.
Okay. Wow, dude, the shop is so good. It's so good.
And that is the shop on the right at the very start, you mean?
Not saying a word. You can try to find the shop, but
thankfully my next shop is guaranteed to be the shop that you're... Oh no, what did I do? Oh my god, I can't play Omega because I played fasting, so I don't have enough energy. What did I do to myself here?
I just picked up kunai and pendib at my shop. Which I suppose you might end up just getting those for free because of... I still have absolutely no idea how the world, like, relic generation works in this game, but...
I think it is
okay.
just like a stack.
Because I'm pretty sure we've seen where it, like... It doesn't act the way that we think it does.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't freaking know.
It defies understanding, frankly.
Yeah.
Hey Alexa.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple weeks. I'm gonna say about 3.
I was trying to see how long we could go without bringing up the elephant or dare I say unicorn in the room.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
What the
What's going
heck
on?
just happened?
Yeah, that was an interesting situation.
Can I just ask for like a timeline? I want to know like start to end.
Start to
this
end
was like
exactly everything.
this was like a 3-day period, as I understand, right? 3, 4.
Yeah, it was about 3 days for the entire thing. So for those that don't know, Raps is talking about the fact that over the course of the past that was not this. Let's see, the Sunday you're watching, the 2 weeks ago from when you're watching this right now, I had gotten hacked on YouTube. And so basically, like, here's exactly how it went down. Wow, I'm like super close to death.
Not dead yet,
Actually, no, I'm gonna die.
though. Nope, not dead yet.
No, I'm dead.
Oh. Like actually dead?
Yeah, I'm like actually dead.
Like you've seen the game over screen.
Yeah, it's desecrated.
Do you wanna boot back up into the same run and continue while you tell the story?
I might. I'm just gonna like start another random run. Dude,
Sounds
I got blindsided by that. I did not. I thought my run was going fine.
Yo, I seriously believe that I am about to run into the exact same thing. This deck is
It
capable
was
of
like
doing
very
one thing.
good. Who knows, dude? But anywho, I got hacked. It was Sunday. Let me get that. Whatever, 2 weeks from when this was, and I was sitting at a winery, which was not really the most ideal place to get hacked, for the record.
What is the
Because-
most ideal place to get hacked, Alexa?
Probably like sitting in your house at your computer.
Okay.
Because
yeah, so
having to like change all of your passwords and do everything in a winery with no Wi-Fi and like poor reception is not ideal at all. So I was sitting there, and then I started to get like a slew of emails, and when I say slew, I mean like we're talking 15 emails, and all of them were, your 2FA has been changed. Your backup phone number has been changed. Your 2FA was turned off. Your this was changed to this. It's just like all of this, random stuff being changed on my account. So like obviously my first reaction was, what the hell is going on? Then the second reaction was, is any of this even like, is this just like a scam type thing trying to make me click a link in the Gmail thing, right? So eventually, like, I tried to log on to my email, the email that controls my channel, and sure enough, it was, your password has been changed X minutes ago type thing.
Yep.
Wow, dude, I had an entropic brew that gave me an entropic brew. That's
hey,
just
just going off
enjoyable.
infinitely.
Yeah. So I eventually, go and I oh my god, dude, that entropic brew gave another entropic brew.
Just keep going up.
Lordy. I'm just gonna keep going. But come on, can we get number 4? No, okay. But so I eventually log on. I don't log on. I try to log on. I see that I can't log on, and immediately I had no idea what to do. It was like I was frozen in place because like the last thing that anybody that makes content wants to see is that you don't have access to the platform that you make content on. So I ended up like my first reaction was I need to tell my Discord like what's going on. So I sent an add everyone message there, and I was like, hey, I'm hacked. And I'm saying this calmly right now. There was nothing calm about it at the time. Like absolutely freaking out. My entire family was like, "What's going on?" Because I was at the Whiner of Them, and so then I posted on Twitter and I added the Team YouTube Twitter account. And look, I can give my opinions of YouTube's support on Twitter. I've always thought that it was horrendous, and that's coming from somebody that makes money from them. Not the support team, but from YouTube as a company. I'm still very critical of YouTube as a company, as, I also know that you are to an extent, and a lot of creators are just in general, right?
Yes.
So I knew that when all of my hope was in YouTube's hands, that I might as well just toss in the towel, because it is not going to end well. Well, I basically, I tweeted at them, and then I proceeded to have just the most absurd outpouring of support ever. Like, I don't even know. I frankly don't even know how people, how I got to the point where people were even able to find it. Because I only had, so this is the wild part, right? At the beginning of this entire charade, I had 600 followers on Twitter, which for my size channel is actually not that much. By the end of this, I'm saying like 2 days after, I had 1,100 followers on Twitter. I literally gained 500 followers from this entire thing, which I still find wild because I actually somewhat like profited and benefited from this entire thing.
Yeah,
I feel like I probably shouldn't have.
I will admit I've had some curiosity about whether or not there would have been an impact like that, especially because I was thinking on the side of Discord, right? Like people seeking information.
Oh yeah.
Going to try and find it on Discord. So what you're telling me is that really what I need to do is
let some Russian crypto scammers hack your channel.
I'm gonna click on every dodgy link. Can y'all please post a bunch of dodgy links in the comments down below for them to get auto-filtered by YouTube?
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean that was kind of where things went there, and YouTube replied really quickly because so many people were spamming them to pay attention to this. So YouTube replied pretty quick, and they ended up hooking me up with, they got me, I still, this is the part that's a little bit, like, I managed to die on my second run too, so the Slay the Spire brain is apparently turned off today.
That's totally okay.
Yeah, they managed, so what they did was, they wanted me to use the partner support to do everything.
Yes.
And I get that, but like also, even if I was a small creator and my account was hacked and there were, Russian crypto scammers legitimately streaming, like they launched a stream on my channel, I feel like just because I'm a partner doesn't mean that I should have special treatment there. But it's just me. I understand that there are priorities and that partners should have more support. So since I'm a partner, they wanted me to have access to the partner support. And I was like, well, look, the account that I need access to the partner support, I can't get to it because that account is hacked. And they're like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. We understand that. And I was like, yeah. So
I can't get into my account. Okay. So just go into your account and file an issue reply.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, can you give me access on the account I'm talking to you on instead? And they were like, well, I suppose there's no way to prove you're actually a partner, but sure, we'll do that. And I was like, okay. So they give me access to the account. via my other email,
Mm-hmm.
which allows me, I don't have any access to like my account itself, but I have access to all the creator support stuff. So I was able to make like a ticket and stuff, and that allowed them to communicate with me what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it took them, basically what happened was they told me to start that the reason they couldn't do anything, they informed me that Sunday night that the hackers were out of my account and they had it secured. And I was like, that's great news. So I was like, how about you now give me access back to the account? Like, is that something that we could do? And they were like, well, no, we can't do that because we still don't know if it's actually you. And I was like, look, I feel like you probably could put 2 and 2 together, that when you go into the changelog of my account and you see that there are Russians that signed in and then changed all my information, that just maybe you could see that, they probably are not the owners of the account.
No, that could be unrelated.
And YouTube was like, yeah, but like, what if? And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. As long as they're not in the account, I suppose, fair game, I can wait, kind of thing. So then they like ghosted me for a day. And I probably emailed them. I was kind of like a needy girlfriend for most of the next, 48 hours. Like every morning I would wake up and I would send them another message on the email chain. It was just like, hey, how's it going? Any updates? And then they would ghost me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It was finally, that Tuesday after the event that, they reached out and they basically were like, hey, we have to first secure your Gmail before we can go to your YouTube. And I was like, okay, that sounds good. So they were like, so you're going to hear back from our Gmail support team instead of the YouTube support team. And I was like, excellent, sounds good. When do I hear from them? And they're like, well, they could reach out like any day. And I was like, okay, sounds good. So I waited like an hour. Well, then I get a random email from the support team. And I'm like, okay. I mean, that was insanely fast. That was like an hour. You told me that this was going to take significantly longer.
Yep.
I'm kind of chill with an hour.
And let me
guess.
guess.
I responded there.
They sent you a shady link, and then you got double hacked by YouTube this time.
That would be really bad, actually. But to be fair though, if I'm a hacker, now and here's the thing, right? I'm like 99% sure that most of what occurred besides the initial email conversation, because here's basically like how it happened. A company pretended to be a larger, the hackers pretended to be a bigger company that I haven't said in content or anything, because
Yes.
I don't want people to start, going after a company that literally had nothing to do with this.
100% reasonable.
Yeah. And so this is one of those things that like not many people know, but I haven't really ever had like a paid sponsorship type thing on my channel. So every time I get one that looks legit, I'm excited to do it because it's it's an opportunity that I've never had before. So I was excited when I had the opportunity to do this, that maybe this would be a good one, and the game was something I was interested in, and it looked legit. Like it was a insanely well done phishing email. So I went like through the entire chain of emails with them, and then finally like they got to the point where they were okay, here's the game, and it was this like super dodgy, executable in a Google Drive kind of thing. And I was like, man, this is not good at all. Like I definitely do not feel safe clicking this. So I had installed a sandbox on my computer to run the file in, because I was like, I just don't trust this at all. And somehow something went wrong in the sandbox, and I still don't know. I don't know what went wrong. I also don't know. So the file was in a RAR file, which is only openable by the program WinRAR. Now, I've had WinRAR on my computer for a very long time because I'm an old man who used it back in the modded Minecraft days, and I just put it on my computer when I got my new computer, 5 years ago now.
Yep.
And I just figured that, this is fine, and I didn't notice that it was a RAR file because it was packaged as a zip file, and I just thought it was a zip file kind of thing. But apparently RAR files have a vulnerability in them, or used to, that it would run everything inside of it when you extracted it. So I don't know if that played a part. I don't know what happened, and I stopped caring a little bit about what happened. I'm just glad that it's over, right? But something happened, and that's how the attack was performed. But needless to say, eventually I got back in. They kind of they got me my Gmail all back, and I was able to sign into that. And then I tried for a good 3 hours, and I just kept on pounding this thing, and it was bad because I knew that I was probably hurting myself more than anything. But I could get into the Gmail, and then if I went to YouTube, they were like, yeah, we don't know if it's you or not, so we're just gonna block everything coming in right now.
Yep.
So I didn't have access to the YouTube, but I had access to my Gmail. So I just kept trying all the time. Every hour I would go and I would try it again, and it kept on doing the same thing. So I was emailing YouTube back, and I was like, I have access to the Gmail, just give me access to the channel, and they wouldn't reply at all. Which it was kind of fair because they were being cautious, which I guess I wanted them to be, but it was also frustrating because I know that I am me. so I know that I'm safe, and I should be able to have access to my account.
Yep.
But eventually I was tired, I was worn out, I didn't care anymore, and I was just frig it, I'm gonna try one more time. And then it freaking worked, on that final try, and I was able to get back in. And then from there, it was just, YouTube was kind of hey, we're gonna do some cleanup stuff, make sure that everything's all good, but go ahead and do whatever the hell you want now. I was like, okay, and now I haven't heard from him since.
I am extremely glad to hear the kind of very, very smooth resolution of that. I say as though I hadn't heard it before.
Yeah.
But I will say, initially, my immediate kind of timeline response is kind of yeah, maybe a couple weeks. Maybe we'll have Alexa back in a couple weeks.
I'm gonna tell you, when it first happened, I did a quick, after the initial chaos of everything, I kind of did that quick Google, and I was like, let's see what other people have experienced. And every story that you see is Abe Lincoln still fighting to get his channel back, and it's an article from 2017, and I'm like, okay, that's extremely bad. And then it's
guy's dead.
Oh, this and then it's George Washington, famous YouTuber, 1 million subs, still doesn't have his channel back after 6 years of fighting with YouTube support. And I was like, well, it's been a good ride, but I guess this is where I end. So the fact that it was, it was in reality, in the end, it was about 72 hours for everything to be back to normal. And that's still wild to me. And I have a newfound support, a newfound love for YouTube support. Even if I hounded the crap out of them, and they were probably just get this freaking Olexa guy out of the email chain, just fix his channel first, and let him stop messaging us, because I probably sent them 28 emails in the small amount of days. But
my man, the squeaky
they
wheel,
fast.
It's the one that gets the grease.
Kinda was my opinion as well. And I'd do it again because they apparently respond to people that bug the hell out of them. So
I've always wondered, having seen many different campaigns online of, I need followers to respond to this and harass YouTube about this. I've always wondered how effective is that? And it turns out very,
very, very effective. Yeah.
I will say
it's wild. It's wild.
The thing about the whole thing that is the absolute nuttiest to me is you opened the email, you saw the exe, you realized, wait a second, this is kind of dodgy, and then ran it in a sandbox, you did all of the precaution that you could have, and it still got you.
Yeah. And that honestly, like, to this day, that's still the part that makes me the most mad about the entire thing. It's the fact that, like, you know, many of you know, because I've talked about it ad nauseum, I died on my third run. I've talked about it so much, like, I work in security. So having to go to the office the next day and be like, yeah, I fell for a phishing scam. Not a good look. Like,
Yeah,
it's not a good look.
Did they just turn around and fire you at that point? Like, oh, well, don't bother coming in tomorrow, you goddamn phishing nerd.
That was kind of what I thought. Now, luckily, I don't think any of them found out, or they just, you know, happily turned their eye at it. Because there's one guy that is now at my work that has watched a couple of my videos, and I still, like, there's no chance that he's watching this one. So I'm allowed to say, like, you know, you suck. No, it's
wow. Olexa shows his
really.
real colors.
Not really what I wanted to say there. But there's no way that they're watching this. But it's still a little weird, right? And I definitely didn't want them to know in that sense. And it's embarrassing, right? But I also I like you said, I know that the only thing that I did wrong was replying in the first place.
Yep.
Like, I should have done my research and made sure. But it's also just been, like, it's been an incredibly stressful couple weeks. You put your guard down, and people know how to get you. If they do their homework, they know how to get you. And they did their homework. They knew that, you know, it was a game that I would be interested in. They disguised themselves as Edmund McMillan. They said, "Here's Repentance" as an EXE, and that was that. That was a joke.
I was about to do that for you.
Yeah.
For super clarity's sake, that ain't
want to make sure.
But
it was not Tyrone Rodriguez that scammed me.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned this in your Spelunky update video about it, but if all scams were like this, dude, people would just be falling for them left, right, and center every day.
Dead. Yeah, absolutely dead. And the thing is, like, the worst part is people are falling for it left and right every day. Like, if you go to YouTube and you know, search for, like, crypto scam type stuff, thousands of these streams are live right now. Like, so many people have fallen for this exact same thing, which is, like, even worse. And I think that I maybe got a little bit lucky in that sense, because I think YouTube has already been dealing with this a lot.
Yes.
So when they saw another person that had it, it was kind of like, okay, just do what we did last time, right? And just get it under control, do this, give him back his channel, move on your way to the next person, right?
That definitely does seem like how it went down, because I did look at a couple of videos of people having this happen to them in the past, and their resolutions were much longer. That is largely what I based my estimation for the resolution time of yours off of.
Yeah.
Regardless, I am extremely glad to see your channel back in good standing. There's private creator chats that go on in the Wholesomeverse Discord, but I oversaw one. Is the one that Wanda, because Wanda posted an email that he'd received, is that, like, similar in form to the one that you received?
No. To be perfectly honest with you, and Raps, I'll send you the email after so you can see it.
I appreciate
it. It was insanely legit. Like, there was only one part in the entire email chain, and we exchanged probably 10, 11 emails between us. There was probably only, like, one time where I went, that English is a little wacky.
Yep.
But it was also, like, the company was not based in the US, so I kind of just shrugged it off, right? But it was legit, and it still sucks because it was a very well done scam. Like, I give them credit. Like, I have no issue giving them credit. It was a well done scam.
Applause all round for the scammers.
Yeah, big shout out to Barnaul, Russia. Shout out.
You can find their
Yeah.
links in the description down below. Feel free to double your BTC if you give it to me, and then I'll give it back with twice as much.
Feel free to click the link and subscribe to them.
Feel free to request an EXE to download as well. So you too can play Repentance early.
Yeah, not great. Really not great. I would not recommend to anybody to go through this process.
I appreciate you saying that in particular, because I was wondering about the possibility of just clicking on every link I see.
Dude,
for a while.
If you want to gain 600 Twitter followers overnight, I would maybe recommend it. But
I mean,
other than that, I don't really think it's the move.
Yeah, it does seem like negative things do oftentimes bring you more Twitter followers or Discord followers. I know that the 2 times I get most Twitter followers and Discord followers are as I'm streaming and I've plugged each of them.
Yep.
And then when I'm not streaming or recording anything because my brain blew up. Those are the 2 times I get like a huge amount of each of them.
Yeah.
It's just people looking for an update, you know?
Yeah. No, and that was, I mean, I had to literally, I deleted the invites to my Discord because I had like 50 people join immediately after seeing the tweet. And then my general chat was just a total mess, and I had to throw it in slow mode. And I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this anymore. And I just, closed down everything. It was a wild ride. And then honestly, the best part about the entire thing, and I know you know a part of this because you messaged me about it. The best part about this was I've used my channel in the past to upload like private videos to it. That I just then set as unlisted, and then I can send the links to people. So I had a video unlisted on my channel that was kind of this like puzzly, ARG type thing, and it was kind of a fun Christmas gift the one year for somebody. And when I went to unprivate all my videos, I kind of just ran the YouTube unprivater and let it hit everything. Well, it hit. I thought I had it set for just anything that's private turned to public. Well, apparently this video, it chose unlisteds as well, and it sent all of the unlisted out. Well, since it had never been uploaded before, it hit everybody's sub boxes. So here's this random video, like super, just puzzly and cryptic and has nothing to do with my channel and all this stuff that hits people's sub boxes. And I got so many people messaging me about it that were like, what the heck is this? Is this a secret for the channel? Is this and I had to, sadly sit there and go, no, this is something lame that I did 3 years ago that I forgot about.
Yeah.
And yeah. But Raps had messaged me, it was like, I think I solved it. And I was like, Raps, it's nothing.
But was that the solution? I mean, it was in Morse code. It said
the
like
worst thing is I don't even remember like what it was.
Oh, great.
I wish I did, but and now I will say, so like we've been teasing a secret thing coming to the Wholesome Verse soon. And Raps was like, well, I thought that maybe it was something for that.
Yep.
Now I actually think I might do something.
See, there's silver linings all over the place.
Just because it would be fun for sure.
It definitely would be.
People love a good puzzle. They love a good puzzle.
They do. As soon as I saw it, I was like I had seen it live for maybe a few seconds before I was like, okay, I'm gonna start scripting out this Morse code, and then I'm gonna look for a Morse code translator. And look at that. Does this look like it's a reverse cipher, like a pig cipher or something like that? Okay, it doesn't look like that. It does have the phonemes. It could make it a word. Okay, I'm just gonna ask Alexa. But that happened all in the course of like 1 minute of like intensely dedicated. I need to know exactly what this says right now, and I need to put all tools at my disposal to work towards it.
Yeah.
And I imagine the same thing might happen should you try and tease some such other thing.
Yeah. I might do it. It's gonna depend on if I have the time, which I don't. But when has that stopped me in the past?
Exactly. It doesn't seem like you had the time to set up the thing.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
Yes.
But I still did.
Exactly. And yet you persisted.
Yeah. But no, it was a good ride for sure. An interesting ride, but a unique one.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any kind of like takeaways?
Every time I get an email now, even if it's like the only thing I trust at this point is if Keymailer emails me. If it's just a random dev that emails me and is like, you know, hey, check out our game. Here's a Steam key. I'm immediately like examining the email, trying to find where the phishing scam is in it. When in reality, it's just, you know, some dude with no budget that can't put a picture in his email. And then I just feel really bad because I delete the email before I even know what the game is.
Yep.
But I don't know. The main takeaway is just that like my community killed it during this. Like I say my community, I mean the wholesome verse as a large as well. I mean there was just an outpouring of support everywhere. You know, from every creator in the wholesome verse, from every creator's community in the wholesome verse. It was wild, and it truly made me feel very special and very loved, and it was very nice.
Again, another silver lining. I'm extremely glad to hear that.
Exactly, another silver. For like 4 days, people didn't go Alexa's Hitler. Immediately after, then we got back to Alexa's Hitler.
Yeah, because Alexa's Hitler.
Yeah.
Alexa's sus.
Yeah.
Will
I'm the red guy. I vented.
You're the one who vented? Oh, I can't believe that you killed Rito in navigation, but it is just nice to see, especially because this might be one of the first things the wholesome verse has had as like a real test, you know?
Oh yeah. That and the one person that came into the Discord and then just like started spamming the N-word repeatedly. But that was that was also not a great one, but yeah, besides
that seems less of a test, but I guess how to respond to it is
they failed the test is a good way to word it.
Happy to agree.
We did great, but they failed. Are you still on your run?
Yeah, I'm on the 3rd floor.
What a ride.
Just casually carrying out my duty here.
Meanwhile, I'm on my 6th run of the episode.
My man, you would have hated the second set of boss relics. So
were they bad?
First one, Violet Lotus, for a deck where you have no Calm and no Wrath triggers.
Yeah, very bad.
Second was the Violet Choker. Now, I don't know about you, but I play a lot of cards each turn. I'm getting choked constantly, and I still had to take the Violet Choker because it was better than the other option, which was... I can't remember. The other one was really bad as well. It's not Tiny House.
That doesn't sound great.
It was something real bad. But yes, you got freed from having to deal with this.
Probably for the better in the end. Silver linings, Raps. Silver linings.
Hell yeah.
It's all about the silver linings.
I could not agree more.
Have you ever had an account hacked?
I don't think so. I think like the closest is I had an old World of Warcraft account that people just hacked into and started using for mining gold. And then I got an email from Blizzard that was like, your account got shut down. And I was like, I don't remember having one. That's the closest I think I've come.
Yeah.
I think I was way too vulnerable for a huge period of time though, because I had no 2FA set up on a bunch of things. I was still using passwords that I know had been leaked in previous password leaks for different sites. Across every website. It was real bad. What I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for an opportunity where I make a video that can get sponsored, and then I'll get it sponsored by LastPass, and then at that point, I'm actually going to change all of my passwords. So until then, I'm going to purposely keep myself vulnerable.
Seems like, I mean, look, when you get the sponsorship, just like check the links in the... Just to make sure.
It would be masterful to hack someone with an anti-hacking kind of email.
It would be pretty good. It would
Oh.
be pretty good.
That's the kind of like I'll run security for you kind of situation.
Dude, have you ever gone to the site? It's haveibeenpwned.com.
No, I haven't. But I'm assuming that were I to click on that link, I would be told yes.
Actually, no.
Oh.
It's a legitimate site. It'll tell you. It'll basically just tell you. There you go. There's my 6th run that I've died on. I think the main menu is probably a good place for me to chill right now. But it'll tell you if you put in your email, it'll go and it'll like scan all of the password breaches out there, and it'll just check and see if your email's in it, and it'll like tell you your password if you want.
I legit thought you were gonna say it will take your email and password and it'll tell you if they've been posted anywhere, but you've given it your email and password.
Well, I mean, yeah, that would be pretty bad too. But no, so like, let me. So this is the best way to do it is to do it live, right?
Hell yeah.
So have I been pwned? I'm putting in my non-YouTube personal email that nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been pwned on 7 breach sites.
I need to know. Have I been pwned? Spelled pwned like. Have I?
Yes, it is. Have I been pwned? PWNED.
.com.
And here's the best ones, right? So Town of Salem hacked. Tumblr hacked. It's great. I feel like the other ones I don't want to say.
Okay. I've been pwned on 2.
There you go.
Roll20 got me.
Oh, dude. I mean that's a pretty legit one too. Freaking Roll20.
Wait a second. Gonna try a couple other emails.
About to go change passwords in the middle of a video.
Oh my god.
What if you typed in your YouTube email and then it was just like youtube.com?
Yeah, they had a leak.
Would you just like crap yourself on the spot?
Oh, 100%. I'm voiding my BIOS instantaneously should that happen. I like this run, but it is a little uninteractive at this point. Like, I just do the same thing every combat and then hope the enemy doesn't kill me before I finish it.
Yeah. I would like to feel that way about any of the runs that I've done, but all of them have been horrible. I also okay, good. I have been playing on higher ascensions. For a second, I thought that I was just losing repeatedly on low-level ascensions, and then I was going to be really upset with myself.
That's okay. These are,
I think I might have double-check, actually. Ironclad. Never mind, I was losing on Ascension level 1 Ironclad for 6 times. That's not good.
Look, it happens. I have had strings of losses after specifically doing speedruns. That is the reason I have the mod installed that allows me to get the whale every single time, because otherwise I would be missing it half of the time.
Yeah. It's kind of like Spelunky. There's some days where the first run of the day, going straight to hell. Or there's some days where you log on and your first 8 runs don't make it out of the mines.
Yep.
I have plenty of experience with that.
What do you think the grace period is for not having a win? Like, how many episodes in a row, or how deep into a series do you think you can get before it's like, I can't
The better
upload
question
another
is
loss?
how many episodes until I make it past the 3rd floor in Spelunky 2?
Sure,
'Cause
how many
right now
episodes
we're
until
at
you make it
15.
past?
So whether or not we surpass 15, that's the current. We'll see if 16's the one, but
I got a good
I
feeling
don't know,
about
dude.
16.
If I went on a 15 episode losing streak of Spire or Isaac, I think I'd click all the links in the email. Like, let them have me.
Just click all the links in the email and walk directly into the sea. Like, it's over. It's done.
Like, at that point, just let me put in my password on Have I Been Pwned and just let them post it everywhere.
I'm gonna visit some of those paste bins. I'm just gonna comment my password at the bottom as well. Just add it into the hack.
It's like a paste bin that was made in like 2014. You're just like, frig it, I'm adding mine. Town of Salem, take another.
I really want to play Town of Salem though, legit. It is something that is
did
recommended.
You play it back in the day?
No, I didn't at all. But it
Oh
keeps
my
getting
God,
recommended to me like every single time any of us play any social deduction game. So
Dude.
I feel like it just has to happen eventually, right?
I can honestly say, I've had a couple periods of my life where I fell into the, Rhapsody with online Dominion mode. Yeah, never a good thing to fall into, right?
Problematically attached to a game.
Yeah, where it's just like, and you don't even, at least in your case, you enjoy it. But
Yep.
I feel like with Town of Salem, for a while, it was like, I would do the one more, but I was hating every second of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was
like, I got there. Go ahead.
Slide aside. That is the exact experience that I had with MOBAs. Like, I was playing them constantly, but I hated every single second of it.
Yeah. I definitely I reached that. I reached that with Isaac. I reached that with Rocket League.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached it with Town of Salem, and those are like the big. I probably could say that I reached it with Fortnite as well, but oh god, okay, I reached it with PUBG.
I actually
I reached it with PUBG.
I need to talk to you about your spicy gaming take.
Oh, my that Fortnite is the best multiplayer game to release in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have to say?
From the outside, looking at Fortnite, it appears on its face to me to be a bad game,
poorly made battle royale
with a large
Horrendous
culture
community.
that makes it enjoyable. Like, you can have like an asphalt playground with a basketball, the basketball hoop, and the backboard of the basketball hoop is like peeling away constantly. Like, there's no netting on the hoop under it, right? And you can still have fun there if you've got enough of your friends nearby. That is what the experience of Fortnite appears to be to me from the outside. What am I missing?
Not much.
Okay, cool. So I was just clarifying that it actually is just bad.
Yeah, not much, but like here's my rebuttal, right? Name me a multiplayer game in the past 2 years.
I mean, that I have played, that is not gonna work because I don't really play multiplayer games at all.
Okay.
But I guess I'll say Anthem.
How many people are still playing Anthem?
Yeah, no one. Destiny. Destiny 2.
So Destiny 2. I think just saying that speaks for itself.
Halo Master Chief Collection, the re-release rather.
So the game that already existed.
Mm-hmm. COD. I'm assuming there's a COD out at the moment.
I'll give you that, the current Warzone situation probably could beat it, but then on top of that, like, most of the people that switch to play COD that were playing Fortnite have switched back because there's so many hackers and cheaters in COD that it's just abysmal to play it and enjoy it. So, not sure even that one works here. It's just I agree that Fortnite is a not amazing game. I still play it a lot because I hate myself. But I agree it's not great. But at its like peak, which I was, late 2018 into 2019 kind of thing.
Yep.
At its peak, I wholeheartedly believe it was the best multiplayer game on the market, and there's a reason why it exploded how it did. It was fun. It's definitely gone downhill since, but that's the lifespan of any game. Right?
So yeah, am I judging it by the end state of what we now know it to have become, rather than having been able to enjoy it along the road?
Yeah, I think if you were in it when you were in it, when it first started, I think that gives you a better appreciation for it. It's wild though, because like I still remember, because I was still in school when it came out, and I had a good buddy of mine that, we used to make YouTube content together and stuff, and we both played a disturbing amount of PUBG. I mean, you remember how it was in 2018.
Oh,
Everybody
yes.
and their mother was playing PUBG. It was the hottest new game. It was, everybody's doing it. You go home, you play PUBG. Me and a buddy were playing it all the time, and then, the Fortnite VR got released, and I was like, hey, do you want to check out, this Fortnite thing? He was like, sure, let's do it. So we were sitting in the computer lab at our university, downloading it because there was a high-speed, super high-speed internet in the lab. And we downloaded it. We played a couple rounds. We both looked at each other and we were like, this is ass, dude. This is horrible. We're going back to PUBG. And I didn't touch the game for another almost year. And everybody else quit PUBG and was playing Fortnite instead. I even remember, I was doing stuff with Penta and Madi at the time. That was kind of the birth of the Unusual crew. People may not know the lore on your channel of that entire crew, but basically myself, Penta, Madi, Jonas, Widzy, guys that are now in the Wholesome Verse, we were our own thing before, but they were all playing a ton of Fortnite. And I wanted to be playing PUBG, so I would, message them and be like, hey, can we play PUBG instead of Fortnite? And they were like, nope, we're playing Fortnite. And I was like, okay. And I hated the game. And then for some reason, I had a couple of buddies from, high school and stuff that reached out and they were like, yo, you're a video game guy. Are you playing Fortnite right now? And I was like, I just can't stand it. And they were like, we're back in gaming because of this stupid game. So I played with them a little bit, and it hits different when you're playing it with friends.
Yep.
And then ever since, I found the game a lot more enjoyable.
That is exactly how I kind of expected that it would work out.
Yeah.
I imagine that were I in a different position and I had friends that were playing it at the time, maybe I would have been in that same kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
I remember my last experience doing that with a multiplayer game with a bunch of friends was Left 4 Dead 2. Well, it was actually really Left 4 Dead 1, but then Left 4 Dead 2 came out and we revived it for a short period of time. But yeah, Left 4 Dead 1, we stayed up nights on end, just constantly playing.
Yeah. Well, and that was the beauty, and I still think it's the beauty of the battle royale genre. I mean, a lot of people can hate on it, and it can be pretty toxic, but it's the king of the one more game, right?
Yeah.
When a game of Fortnite lasts 15 minutes, it's so easy to, when you die in the first 2 minutes of it, it's like, well, it was only 2 minutes, let's just play another one. And then pretty soon you're a game of Dota takes an hour and a half. You play one game of Dota, you're exhausted for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But these quick battle royales, and that's why I think that another game that now free to play, but another multiplayer game that's taken over is Rocket League. And since it's the 5-minute matches, it's like, we'll play one more.
I gotta say, I think there's an element of that going on in the Among Us as well.
Dude, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I've had a lot of people ask me about what I think of Among Us, because it's so funny. Because when Among Us first came out, when Among Us first got popular, so it came out 3 years ago.
Yes.
When it first started getting popular, everybody was like, "Oh my god, this game rocks!" And then now it's popular enough that all the people are, "This game sucks." It's horrible, and it's the nature of popular games, man. As soon as something's popular, there's a group of people ready to hate it.
Yeah, there's a countdown clock until it becomes acceptable to hate it in public.
Yep.
Until everyone is kind of...
And then, 5 years from now, like Minecraft, it'll be back to being loved again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Especially with the fact that they've redoubled their efforts to just focus on exclusively Among Us rather than releasing a sequel, which maybe you might be able to shine some light on this. Why? I don't understand how that's the right decision. I trust that it is, but I don't understand it.
So here's the issue with where the devs sit with Among Us, right? They could continue to make content for the game, but the vision that they have for what that content is might not be possible with the way they currently have the game set up.
Yes, that is what they were explaining in their post initially, discussing why they would have an Among Us 2. And then also in the post, they were discussing why they're not going to do Among Us 2 and instead do more expansions on Among Us 1. They were talking about exactly this architecture that we set up is not going to allow us to actually expand this. Similar in, I guess, form to how Wrath of the Lamb could no longer become Rebirth.
Dude, exactly. That's quite literally exactly the issue. It's not difficult to see that Among Us is coded in heck. Like, it's a janky game. It's a janky game, but that's why it's so good. And, the way that I see it from the devs' perspective is they know that their game has had its time now. And I think that's an important step for them to take, to realize that, like, this is their peak. Their peak is Among Us. And they want to put all of their eggs in the basket of making the game that they've been, working on and supporting for 3 years the best that it can be. And they know that they're likely going to lose money from this, but they've made so much money from it right now that they probably didn't expect to get, that I think that it's just a case of good devs that just care. That's at least the way that I see it. Because realistically, you're right. The correct thing to do from a financial, economic standpoint is put none of your effort into the current game that's popular, make a new one, promote the hell out of it, get Ninja to stream it, and then bing, bang, boom, everybody's buying Among Us 2 for $10 a pop on Steam.
Yep.
But I think that it's just they don't really care about that, and they're more... what people don't see is that they've been nurturing the servers for Among Us for 3 years. Even when people weren't playing on them, I saw something floating around that at one point they had 6 concurrent players. Like, they definitely had their time struggling, and I think that now that they're having the success, they just want to enjoy it. And I think that that's a very, it's a, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it's a good perspective to take from a consumer perspective.
Yeah, I definitely like that it is that, but it's just, man, it seems so weird to be the hottest game on Twitch right now and specifically deny yourself a setup and justified payday, right? Like, it seems wild, but I also think that, like, part of the other side of it also might be that it proliferated so heavily because it's really accessible. It's free on mobile, it's extremely cheap on Steam, and small download, very capable of playing on basically any machine. It's extremely accessible, and that might have contributed to why it got so large, and maybe they want to capitalize on that rather than pivot away from that by trying to offer a second game that would split the community effectively.
Yeah. And I don't like the idea of paid cosmetics in games. I think it's better than having pay-to-win cosmetics in games.
Yep.
Like a League of Legends type thing where you pay for a new hero to play as type thing. I think that's how League does it. Look, I've never played League.
They do,
so okay. Yeah. But, like, the way that Fortnite does things, where it's, you pay for this skin kind of thing. I think it's a little scummy, but I honestly would encourage Among Us to go that direction. Like, I think that the perfect example of how to do this is Fall Guys. I think the way that Fall Guys handles their item shop, where you have items that you can get with the currency that you get by playing the game, but if you also want to pay money to just get more costumes, then go for it. If Among Us did a similar thing, and even if they didn't do an in-game currency type thing and just had cosmetics that were available for purchase, and that's how they want to get their money, I would kind of be completely okay with that. It's a $5 game. Like,
there is only one thing that stops me from fully agreeing, and that is that Fortnite expanded a previous kind of exploding deal thing that happened on a bunch of other different websites into the game space, and then Fall Guys adopted that. The kind of like, you do not have an inventory. There is not there is not an inventory for a shop. There is the offerings we have here, and they will refresh at a certain point. And if you miss out, you might miss out forever. I hate that. I think that's like, it is hostile design rather than actually useful. It is specifically there to make you feel like that you are about to miss out. I don't like it. But if they didn't have that, I'd fully agree.
Yeah. And I agree with you completely. But that, I mean, once again, that's just encourage somebody to spend money, which is, look, that's just the way that things are these days, huh?
It's interesting bringing it back to the thing that I mentioned before. If they weren't, like, if a game isn't trying to do that to me, I am way more likely to buy a skin in it.
Yeah.
Demonstrably,
I would
based
agree.
on past purchases.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also the person, and it might be that just I'm cheap as hell. If you offer me the opportunity to buy an in-game cosmetic, there's like a 3% chance I'm gonna do it. Like I have bought a Fortnite skin before, but it was also like I used the currency from the battle pass. Like I've never once, like, I bought the battle pass 3 years ago, and then I've never put any more money into the game because it just gives you like free money that you can spend. So I've bought a skin, I guess, but it was free. Other games that offer it, I don't think I've ever done it. I just don't care. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I just have never. I'm not looking at myself during the game.
So I actually have like a fun story about this, which is that back when TF2 started doing this, when they started adding in hats. So I'm talking like cosmetics ground, like 0.1 kind of cosmetics, right?
Yep.
So I started out as they were introducing the hats. They were introducing the hats through, idling in different systems, and I was very intent on getting all of them because I am very much a collector and completionist when it comes to these kinds of things. So when they gradually started introducing hats that were like, this is a hat that's a pre-order bonus for when you get Sam and Max, the Devil's Playground. This is a hat that's a pre-order bonus if you get Left 4 Dead 2. Those kinds of things. For the first couple, I'll admit, I bought a game to get a hat. I straight up bought the game to get the hat. I did enjoy Sam and Max Devil's Playground, and I in fact enjoyed the Sam and Max series, but there were a couple games in there that were real stinkers. Not the Sam and Max ones, I mean other games that I bought that just definitely weren't things that I was ever interested in just to get the hat. And as soon as they started releasing exclusive ones, like this is time limited, and I couldn't get it, that broke me. I was like, cool, well, I can never complete this collection, so I don't care about any of these anymore, and I quickly soured on Valve after. I got real fed up with the kind of microtransaction economy they set up.
Yeah, dude, I don't really blame you. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I also, dude, I agree with you completely on the completionist on collectors things, because I'm kind of the same way. I'm trying to think of a game that like super dug into like the completionist, where it was just like collect all the things kind of thing.
What is the last like big collectathon you played? What's the last Metroidvania you played? Like Hollow Knight, Iconoclasts?
Yeah, we don't talk about the I word, but Hollow Knight definitely. But I'll be honest with you, Hollow Knight was one of the weird ones for me that I played it, and then once I reached, what I felt was my logical conclusion, I have never had interest in going back.
I knew
and I finished with an 84% in that game, and I didn't beat the Radiance. And I know the Radiance exists, but I went and I fought it once, like in an episode after, when everybody was like, go fight the Radiance, go fight the Radiance. So I loaded it back up, did one try against him, and I was like, it's not for me. I just closed it, and I've never loaded back up Hollow Knight.
I know for myself, like, if I completed a game without 100% completion, I'm never going back to that game to now get 100% completion. But there's also this giant barrier of, do I have 100% completion? Otherwise, I can't complete the game for the first time. Like, in your position, I wouldn't go back. But also, I'm compelled to get 104 before I go there,
So I will also say, like, I'm not one to 100% complete a game,
Mm-hmm.
but I am one to love if they provide me with something that is a all of them. So like, perfect example, I got lost in Breath of the Wild because I was wanting to get every Korok seed.
Yeah. Oh, every Korok seed, not just Shrine.
No, like
Ooh.
I was wandering around picking up every rock I saw. Why? I don't know. Because in my brain I need to get every seed.
But
And some of them hide under rocks.
ultimately, the question is, did you enjoy your time doing that?
I enjoyed my time playing Breath of the Wild. I just haven't gone back.
Then that's totally fair and a totally reasonable way to play. Hey, Alexa, I finished my fight like 10 minutes ago, so...
Yeah, it's been a good conversation.
So it has. Okay, so higher or lower than 100?
I don't even know if I could find what run history was.
Mm-hmm.
I can try. 236 was my score.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just about 1,010 below mine.
Okay.
But that's what happened because the
like
game
a win
gives
to
you a
me.
huge amount for the completion. Yeah, I think I'll chalk that one up for a win. How do you do, chat, with your innate starter of Alpha? We didn't really give chat a deck at all, but I've got to throw the question out.
I think they lost.
Well,
They beat me though. They probably beat all 7 of my runs I did.
Oh damn! Did you?
One of
furthest
them got to 366 was my best score tonight.
Can we add them all up? Actually, I'm gonna quickly pull up a calculator. I want to add all these up.
You still have me beat. I mean,
Okay.
I could do the math in my head. You still have me beat. You could do it if you really want.
I need to know.
Okay, 30.
30.
259.
259.
59.
59.
75.
75.
366.
366.
146.
146.
And 236.
236. Okay, yeah, that's 1,171. It's just about 50, 60 points below.
Brilliant.
I mean, that's within striking distance. That could legitimately be the same run, right? Just with a couple different modifiers between us.
What if the next time that we did this, I just lied when I died? And then I just gave you like an arbitrary number at the end?
I would
You
not
would
know.
never know unless you checked.
100%.
Next time.
I would have no clue. But that may actually legitimately be how you handle it next time. Until then, though, my name's Rhapsody. His name's Alexa. There are links in the description down below. So you can go subscribe to Uniswap News, who'd been hacked by Alexa. You changed Uniswap's 2FA and all of those kinds of things to yours. They're locked out of the partner account as well, so it's not like they can file anything with YouTube to try and get the account back. So well done.
Yeah. Unfortunate, really.
Unfortunate on their part, at the absolute least. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves. Listen in the description down below, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.